Hello, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 118 of The Best Plus Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is... Did you pull the chicken across the road or protein to berry pancakes? Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think they would help. With that being said, here's our list of things to do today. So we have our daily affirmations from the last 2 weeks. And then we have dreams mean something. And then chicken and cakes. So if you couldn't gather from that, and my board looks like it's about ready to fall over. It's doing a lean of some sort. Anyway, we're making pulled barbecue chicken and a baked berry protein pancake casserole. That was a mouthful. And I'm making that special for my kids that I watch. So the breakfast will be nice and easy to grab in the morning and hopefully help the mom out. Because it would be great to be able to, you know, give them something that they're going to like because it's pancakes, but they're not going to know it's really good for them. Shh, don't tell them. All right. So we're going to go over the daily affirmations first, and we're starting with February 23rd. It is, I alone hold the truth of who I am. The 24th, I let go of all that no longer serves me. The 25th, I am full of potential. The 26th, I am valuable and deserve happiness. The 27th, I am grateful for the opportunities that come my way. The 28th, I embrace the things that make me unique. Happy leap. No, that's not leap day yet. The 29th, I am capable of creating the life I desire. There's leap day for you. The 1st, I am resilient and I bounce back from setbacks. The 2nd, I am deserving of respect and kindness from others. The 3rd, I am letting go of worries and embracing peace. The 4th, I am creating a life that aligns with my values. The 5th, I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. The 6th, I am open to receiving guidance and inspiration. And today, I am releasing the need for perfection and embracing authenticity. Well, I'll give you that last part. But I don't know, the perfection part's kind of hard for me. Okay, are we ready to do this? Alright, so the recipe goes as follows, and I realize now that I wrote part of it in gold, and I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it. Yeah, if I get close enough. Okay, so for the slow cooker barbecue chicken, pulled chicken, I'm actually combining 2 different recipes with similar ingredients. So for chicken breast, I'm not using that. I'm using thighs and a boatload of them. 1 cup of barbecue sauce, any flavor you like, whatever your family's favorite is, or if you make your own, definitely use it here. 3 cloves of garlic minced, 1 cup Italian dressing, and that's like the pre-bottled, you know, kind, not the dressing mix. And then you're gonna add the sauce, dressing, and garlic and mix. You're gonna add them together, and then you're gonna put them in your crock pot, and then you're gonna add the chicken to that, and kind of just coat the chicken with all of the sauce. And then you cook it high for 90 minutes to 2 hours, or on low for 3 to 4. Then pull the chicken with 2 forks, serve on buns or however you feel the need to. And then for the baked berry protein pancake casserole, it's 1 bag of protein pancake mix. Now Kodiak is a famous brand name for that, so that's the brand I bought. And they have so many different flavors now. I actually got a cinnamon oat pancake mix. So I'm really excited about it. But it does say 5 cups. Now the basic box of Kodiak is not 5 cups. So what I did was I supplemented with regular pancake mix to make up the difference. So Kodiak box is about 3.5, a little under 3.5 cups. So you will either have to supplement with more, a different flavor maybe of Kodiak, a different brand, or what I did was just use regular, box pancake mix. 5 eggs, that's right, you heard it. 2.5 cups of milk, frozen berries, your choice. And she doesn't say how many. She basically wants you to make the mix and then dot them throughout the top. So whatever amount that takes. 1 brick of cream cheese softened. Oh, my tummy's growling already. And then sweetener of your choice to taste. And then you preheat to 350. Grease your baking dish. I forgot to do that part. And it says use parchment, but I'm not a big fan of parchment, so I'm probably just going to grease it. She said don't use foil because it tends to stick to that, but so I am going to use just the spray. In a large bowl, combine pancake mix, eggs, and milk. Mix until smooth. Smooth batter forms. Couldn't read my writing. Pour batter into pan. Add generous amounts of berries on top, evenly distributed. In a small bowl, you're going to mix your softened cream cheese and whatever sweetener you choose and whatever amount. So I'm going to adjust it as I go along. I'll probably start out with a tablespoon and go from there. And I got strawberries, so that's pretty sweet in itself, so maybe we won't have to add too much extra maple syrup. Wow, that was loud. Okay, dollop the cream cheese mixture onto pancake batter and berries. Distribute evenly on top. Bake for 20 minutes or until the edges are golden and toothpick comes out clean. Allow to cool for a few minutes and then cut into squares. It says you can individually wrap and freeze and I cannot talk already. It's too early. And freeze. She doesn't give specifications about how to go about that, and then she says to reheat, use damp paper towel. She didn't say put it in the microwave, so I put to microwave with a question mark. I guess you'll just have to play it by ear, put it on a plate or in a bowl of some sort, because it's going to be a decent thickness and square. So, and then you might want to serve it with a little bit more maple syrup, or you could do powdered sugar, or you could do whipped cream. So, or you could treat it like a dessert and use ice cream. Okay, we got some books to talk about later too. Oh, I forgot to grab the other self-help one. Okay, so first things first, we're going to do the chicken. Okay, so walk with me over here, and we're walking. Sorry. So basically what I did was I combined one recipe that was the barbecue sauce and garlic, and one recipe was the barbecue sauce and Italian dressing. So I'm just doing all 3. So basically what we're going to do, ooh, that garlic is potent. I already minced the garlic into the crock pot, so it's already reeking the benefits. Okay, let me get this in there. And that was 1 cup of each. I might add a little barbecue sauce later on because I have a bit more chicken. I don't know, they're kind of small though. We'll see how it covers because it doesn't feel like, already looking at it, gonna be enough sauce. And I had to combine a couple different barbecue sauces too. I was just not stocked up. I don't know. And then I just got some in my eye. Okay, so this is a little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's, which is my favorite, and a lot of it of Open Pit, which I think is my husband's favorite. It says to stir it together, get it all combined. So already I see where I if there's enough liquid in here, but I don't know what that means. I mean, I feel like I've made pulled chicken before, but I don't know. And we're gonna obviously cook it on low. Oh, let me tell you about that pot roast, guys. It has to clearly have been the best pot roast I've ever made. And I'm not even kidding you. It melted in our mouth. It was moist. And the vegetables tasted insane. So 100% that is my go-to pot roast recipe going forward. I did add mushrooms. I don't remember if I did that on camera or not. So I think that gave it a level of flavor. I've used mushrooms in the past, but if I don't have them, I obviously will still make the pot roast without them. Sorry, I keep banging that. I keep forgetting to turn on my lights. Okay, so I think I got 6 thighs here, and they're pretty small. So, and they're boneless, skinless. Maybe I do have enough sauce. I always picture these being so much bigger. And honestly, breasts are usually bigger, so. And then the mud hen bars. Oh my goodness gracious. Another winner. I mean, last week, I have to say, was probably the best week of cooking as far as all the things I've made being good. Sorry my back is to you, but I'm trying to put this chicken in here. I didn't even trim this. I'm kind of upset about it, but I'm also thinking maybe that little bit of fat will keep the, you know, because there is no bones in it. So hopefully it'll keep it on the moisture side. I will pay attention to whether I need to add additional like barbecue sauce and things as it progresses throughout the day. Hey, make sure you're following me on Instagram at The Best Blessed Life, on Facebook at Kristen Haas, Kristin Hass, and on Twitter at The Best Blessed Life, but the I in life is a 1. We got chicken juice on here. Alright, and then it says coat your chicken. So I basically put them in there, squished them down pretty good, and now I'm just basically rolling them over. Come on. Okay, almost there. I'm sure you could do this with pork or beef too. It doesn't have to be chicken. Even turkey, what the heck? Okay. It actually does make quite a bit of sauce. Alright. It's 10 in the morning. I'm wondering if I should wait a little bit to turn it on. Maybe by the time I'm done baking, we'll be ready for turning it on. Because I am doing the longer time frame. I like cooking. I mean, there's a whole purpose to slow, you know, to crock pot. It's called slow cooker. So let it do its job. And unless you're told in the recipe to lift up the lid, try not to lift up the lid. I know it's tempting, especially when you see parts that are uncovered. So I forgot to mention I'm adding a cool little addition. I think it keeps getting a little liquidy though, so I want to leave a little liquid in there. I'm adding mashed bananas to the actual mix itself. So where it says mix together the pancake mix, the eggs, and the milk, we're also adding bananas. And they, it's weird because, you know, I put them in the freezer to, you know, you can put them in the freezer to ripen them up. But these weren't that ripe when I put them in there. Oh gosh, things are falling. Okay, stay. Okay, so this is our 5 cups of pancake mix. And I'll tell you what, the cinnamon and the oatmeal, it's a good balance. I can smell the amount of cinnamon, and it's honey, a regular buttermilk, just the original batter, birthday cake, and I can't remember the other thing. Okay, she said milk of your choice. Well, we only ever keep 2% around, so that is what we are using. And I think what I want to do is get all the eggs in here and then add the banana. I don't know if I'm making it better or worse for myself by doing that. We shall see. And then I got some exciting news coming up. I did a thing. I don't want to talk about it yet because it's not out yet. But maybe things are starting to turn around. I know I know 5 eggs was what I was gonna say. Seems like a lot for pancakes, and I agree. But I also think it's given us the, you know, lift. I don't know what all is in pancake mix, to be honest. Like, I didn't look at all the ingredients. But okay, I forgot to grab my trusty rusty spatula. Pop those guys. Pop, pop, pop. Get in there. Okay. I'm kind of thinking that I might go get some of this stuff for myself. And I will grab the fruit out when it's time. I'm still debating on whether I want to add the, because I didn't really mash the banana. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need some liquid, so let's do this. We'll add a little bit of the milk. This smells so much like cinnamon toast cereal. Seriously. Now, the other thing that would be kind of fun, and something we could have done to not add all those eggs, was we could have added applesauce to the cinnamon one, and oh my goodness, would that be delicious. There's so many variations you can do, and we all need the protein, but we don't always need it from meat, you know? So there's a good amount of eggs in here, and there's a good amount of protein powder, or whatever they use, I'm assuming. Alright, so let's get this in here. We'll get this nice and mixed in. Oh my gosh, it's getting so hard to stir. Now, I don't know. I have the urge to add a little vanilla. But maybe I'll just add that to the cream cheese. Oh my arm. Woo! Talk about a workout. Definitely needed one of those. Oh, that's the other thing. I don't have the exercises ready just yet. I will have them for you shortly. I don't know. 2.5 cups of milk seems like a lot. Okay. Oh, the banana's mixing nicely. I can see that. Now, the other thing I might try and do with the cream cheese is I'm going to use my cookie scooper, my really little one, and just dot them around in between all the, you know, strawberries. And then I thought what I'd do is try and like zigzag it throughout so it's kind of dispersed more evenly. Because now it's going to be like a strawberry cheesecake kind of deal, you know? Okay, I don't know. This seems like such a lot of liquid, and it doesn't seem like it's really absorbing that much of it anymore. And I still got a lot. You know, I always worry about these things. You know, I could have been a little shy on the pancake mix as well. So I might add a little. We'll see what happens. Because I still got more milk to add. I don't know, 2.5 cups just seems like such a lot. Come on. Stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about dreams mean something. And I don't mean the kind, I mean, yes, you can interpret your dreams however you want. I'm not talking about the ones you have when you're sleeping. I'm talking about those dreams you have when you're awake that really need to happen before you go insane. Those kind of dreams. You know? The ones that if you don't act, you're going to jump out of your, I don't know. You're going to jump out of something. It ain't going to be pretty. Okay. And I want everyone to know that everyone's dreams matter, and it shouldn't, I mean, it shouldn't be hidden. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I don't want to say that it's hidden. Maybe you don't have a hidden dream. Maybe you're living it out loud. I'm just saying, like, unless it's something immoral or illegal, I don't know, most dreams of things people want to do are good. Generally good, I hope. Okay, come on, mixy. Maybe I should have put this in my mixer. I was thinking about it. Okay. It's just hard to get, like, batter like this to, like, start to flow, you know? I think we're kind of there. You know, this, we could probably easily just turn this into a muffin, I'm thinking. So, there are options out there. You probably don't have to just do the casserole thing. I don't know, I love casseroles. I find them so, not only comforting, but, I mean, you can accomplish a whole meal in a casserole. And it doesn't have to be unhealthy. It can be full of goodies too. I think that's where the misconception comes in. That things called casseroles are, you know, bad for you because you're using cream of chicken soup or, you know, something where. But there's always alternatives. I mean, start out with, if it calls for ground beef, use ground turkey, use ground chicken. Ooh. Okay, I want to make sure it's not going to stick. Can you tell? So, there's alternatives that way. You don't have to use cream of anything, you know, as long as you've got good flavors going on. It doesn't have to be a creamy casserole. Okay, let's see. Let's get all this out from under the spatula there. Okay, I think we're good to pour, right? Pour batter? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, ooh, there's a little that needs to be mixed there. I hate when I can't feel to the bottom to know that there's still batter that needs to be distributed. I forgot what I was saying now. Gosh darn it. So there's something to be said for, I think this is where I was going, making your breakfast as, I don't know, filling, satisfying, get you to lunch kind of thing sometimes. Because if you think about it, your kids are in class. I don't know if they get snack breaks. Woo! I almost wore that. I think my kids used to. Gosh, it was like so long ago. Isn't that crazy? Okay, now we're gonna do the strawberries, and I got whole strawberries, so I'm kind of thinking I don't know, I might cut them. I don't know. What do you think? What are you thinking? So you want to keep them full until lunch. Now, if you're my kids, I believe that they had, like one of them I swear, and I can't remember which one, had like a 10:45 lunch or 10:30. And then they're like pardon my French, screwed for the rest of the day. I don't remember how they, or if they were able to snack. I know they were in high school, but I don't remember about the other grades. You know, everything seemed detrimental when you were going through it at those times, and now I think you block it out on purpose. So you're getting fiber from the oats, of course, right? And then we're getting vitamin C from the strawberries, as well as a bunch of other yummy good stuff, right? Woo! I caught it. Now, the question is going to be, can I cut these? Am I going to be able to get a knife through here? I just want to cut them in half, I think. Ha ha! Woo! I don't know, guys. I think they're going to go flying. You know what? I'm going to hit defrost for a second. She said frozen, but she didn't say they had to be frozen when you were making it, right? I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. So you're getting the fiber from the oats. You're getting vitamin C from the fruit. The bananas have potassium. Cinnamon is good for you, so I can't remember what all the benefits were for that. I could go on and on. Protein from not only the eggs, but the protein or the pancake powder mix, what have you. That did nothing. Itself. So a lot of goodness is going to come out of these, and I'm going to probably set it up so that they are cut and they can just you know, eat them as needed. I still don't think that did very much. Let's try 20 seconds. So that's the plan. And since I'm cutting them, I think I'll sneak one. I don't like to cut into them if I'm presenting them as like a whole casserole, which still might be an option. I should have cooked it in the. I had some aluminum pans, and I forgot. Let's see. Now, if I'm going to take a while with this, I'm going to put you on hold. Oh, they're cutting much better now. I just needed. This one's kind of big. I just needed a way to get my knife through it without, you know, having it fly across the room. My doggy just farted. Bubba. Wow. I'm going to taste the batter itself. That one's way too not red. How do you sell that in a frozen fruit? I just dropped one on the floor. I don't know how, but I lost my countertop view from my camera, which is weird because it was there when I started. So my camera must be slipping. I see what it's doing. All right, since I'm going to take a while to cut these, I'm going to put you on hold, and that way I can fix my camera at the same time. And pick up the fruit off the ground. All right. Wipe this up. I'll be back in a minute. All right, I think I'm back. Yeah. Okay, and then here's the cake so far. Okay, then the next thing we're supposed to do is take our crunches. Anyone else despise this packaging? I can never grab the two pieces and pull with that little bit of whatever they want to call an easy way to open it. I call bullshit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is probably start out with, I don't know. I don't want to make it super sugary, but it does need some, unless there's some in the mix already. Let's start out with a half a tablespoon. So, yeah, half a tablespoon. Whoop. And this is pure maple syrup, organic. So I was trying to add a sweetener that wasn't going to mess up the good we're trying to do here. Okay, let me set my spoons over here. And we'll start, hopefully. Yeah, I don't think a spatula is going to do it for this. I think I need a regular old spoon here. So I think a half a tablespoon is the equivalent to 1.5 teaspoons. I could be wrong. Which is not a lot. Interesting. They don't really tell you how to, like, stir this. But this is no easy task. And I have had my softening, look at cream cheese softening for a good while now. Come on. What would work? It's like so slippery in the bowl because I used a liquid sweetener that I can't get it going. Maybe if I just keep whipping it like this. There we go. We're starting to get somewhere. And I get a good waist workout. So, the first workout I think I'm going to have you do, and I'll look at it a little bit more closely, but I sent it to my kids. It's 3 minutes, it's like 6 moves, and you do each move 18 times. And then you're done. I mean, for that anyway. And you'll find that once you get started on the kick of feeling better after doing a little bit of movement, or a lot of bit of movement, depending on how you moderate them. There's ways to do, I think there's ways to do all of them seated. I want to double check as well. I think there's a back step one that you wouldn't be able to necessarily do. But we could figure out something too. Oh gosh. Another great workout, let me tell you. I think that's why in my head I choose implements that don't necessarily have their own power, is because I'm like, oh, that'll get my arms. Or I always park far away from the door of any store or whatever, doctor's office. Because every little bit counts. It does. Trust me on this one. As long as we can keep our brains and our bodies moving, we're in great shape. How are you guys doing with the challenges? I found that I'm not really writing them down, is speaking them helps a lot. Helps a lot. Alright, I think we're getting a little somewhere, but I gotta taste if we have enough. Again, still tastes too just like cream cheese. So I'm gonna do another, since I already got syrup on this one, half of a half. So we're at a full tablespoon. Still nothing to sneeze at based on how much is in this pan. And again, natural. You could use honey, you could use date sugar, coconut sugar. Gosh, there's so many out there now. You could use brown sugar, white sugar if you're so inclined. Sugarcane sugar, that's what I use for all my other baking needs. So it's at least not processed as much. I don't want it to just be a blob of cream cheese in here that has no, like, flavor value. You know, you want it to bring something to the table, so to speak, without overpowering the rest of the invited guests. Did you like that? Okay, let's see where we're at now. Ah, it's so hard to stir in this. I say a dollop. If I can get a dollop out of here. Because right now I'm not really getting the maple syrup too much. Come on out. I know it's going to come out in a gusher. And I'm just getting sweetened without that hint of maple. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Plus, if we make it more of a liquid kind of, it might be a little bit easier to weave in and out. Although now I've put so many strawberries in here, I might not be able to. Okay, so when we're talking about dreams, and we're talking about what you want to be when you grow up, you know, normally I'm trying to rein you in from thinking ginormous, but for today, that's what we're doing. We're thinking ginormous, and that's okay. We don't have to look at the big picture all the time. Just take little snapshots, you know, little Polaroids, and get an idea of where you are in relationship to where that big dream takes you. Tangy. I hate to say it, but I think I need to do one little dribble more. And it could be because I'm using a flavoring that kind of disappears in cream cheese for some reason. I don't know. But there's something to be said for having something you know in your heart of hearts is where you got to end up. You got to. For your own sanity, for your own love of whatever it is that you want to accomplish. If you don't do this, you feel like you'll die. Make yourself a vision board. That's one of the books that we read. It was just a one-day book because it was a little self-help book called Be Happy. And I forgot to grab that one. All right, even if it's not enough, I'm not going to add anymore. Just on principle. Because we could always drizzle a little bit of maple syrup on it. I shouldn't have got rid of my spatula yet. Okay. This doesn't seem like a lot of cream cheese for how big this is. That was good. All right, so I got this itty bitty, it looks like a melon baller. And I'm just gonna plop these in the middle of all the, hopefully. There we go. And it looks just like a ball. I don't know if you can see it in the midst of all that red. It's right there. So that's what I'm going to be doing while I put you on pause. I'll be back in a smidge. All right, guys, I'm back. The dreams of it kind of getting marbled in between all the other goodies, not going to happen. So there she is in all her glory, if you can see, big dollops of cream. It tastes really good, if that helps any. And I did end up adding, there's about 7 dollops that have none of this, but I did end up adding vanilla to the actual cream cheese mixture. And I forgot to preheat. So we can stand here and talk about, and we can turn on our eek. Well, at some point we might have to turn it to warm. But so dreams mean something. And I know you thought I was going to analyze the dream you had last night. I can't figure out which way my hair is going. The dream you had last night, that's not going to happen, but I can tell you that if you're walking around with this obsessive thought process, the likelihood is that it probably means something.
Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You're not just thinking about these things randomly or because somebody had mentioned it before. Excuse me. God tickling me throat. But there's something urging you towards what you're supposed to be doing. Now, whether it's for the minute, for the hour, for the day, the month, the year, whatever, the decade, that's all part of it. Like, that's the whole reason for, that what's the meaning of life business. If you're not paying attention to the signs, I don't know what to tell you. Now, I'm not saying that to be mean, like I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know how to phrase it. Or maybe it's so subtle in the back of your mind. Oh, it's something I like. It's something I tried. I'm not really fond of it. But then it just starts repeating. Like, I'm going to bring up the cake decorating thing again. I'm having the darndest time trying to find a class that isn't a boo-foo trip away. Couldn't think of the word I wanted to use. That's so sad. But initially, yes, I like baking. But cakes were never like they weren't the ones that I always went to. It was cookies or bars of some sort, or now that I've been doing the show, I like making that Greek yogurt ice cream. I think I got to start doing more of that because that was really good and really fun and not hard. So now, while I want to be challenged, making a cake, to me, for the most part, other than fretting about whether I've done the right thing for this or that, like I always do, are not typically super hard. Even if you make a mix and try to zhuzh it up a little bit, which I have done in the past, it's nothing to stress over. But if you're making it for someone that's like paying, like this is your job, it gets a little bit more stressful. Like, I look for people to like what I make, and if they don't, I want them to tell me so that I can fix it. But I don't need to be told how to make a cake necessarily. Different kinds of cakes, yes, but for the most part, I've attempted pretty much everything. The only one I haven't really tried yet is sponge cake. So that might be the next thing on the agenda. But all of a sudden, I started decorating birthday cakes for the family that I watch. I don't watch the whole family. For the kids that I watch. And it became intriguing to me. Like, oh, this is fun. Oh, look, I can actually make this look like this or that or the other thing. Now, am I an expert? Pfft, absolutely not. Does it look like somebody who's learning and giving herself some credit for teaching herself? That's me. Now, do I want to advance my skills? I now do. Do I want to do it for a living? I don't know. Maybe. Right now, no. But why am I so intrigued about decorating cakes? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a trigger. I keep looking stuff up to see if I can find cake decorating classes that aren't, I mean, granted, a couple $100 is not crazy, but at this moment in time it might be. So that's the thing. Now, I also enjoyed watching people, and I am obsessed with watching people on Facebook and not so much Instagram, but Facebook has a lot of videos, and I like to watch the cake decorating or cookie decorating. And I also like to watch this one guy, the Detail Geek, I think he's called. He just sits there and cleans up old cars, and he pressure washed, I can't remember what it was, like an old Ford Bronco and a Mustang. He must have a lot of Fords. Anyway, I get intrigued. It's satisfying to watch that happen. Quickly, yes, it's really satisfying, but knowing me and actually physically doing it yourself, you know it doesn't go that fast. My camera moved again. It keeps leaning.
Yeah. I have it taped to my computer now. I need to get a new camera.
Okay, there we go. Now you can see it better. I'm just waiting for this to preheat. It got 30 more degrees. But, so these are the kinds of things that are triggering, right? Something within me to not only challenge myself, because if you don't, how boring life would be. I can't even imagine. Challenging and fun, and if you treat other people to your new talent, a lot of times they appreciate it as well. And it's just like, hey, I might be accomplishing something here. It gives you the satisfaction of knowing that not only did you learn it, but you are learning it well. So, that's my little gift to you about dreams meaning something. And again, your dreams when you're sleeping, yes, can absolutely mean stuff. And maybe they're pointing out things about this alive awake dream that you weren't paying attention to. Wake up! Ironically so. Right? Look at that. Perfect timing. Alright, she's going in for 20 minutes, but I don't know. I think my oven's been a little funky. So we'll see if 20 minutes is really the deal. Okay, I have 3 books. Hold on. 3 books that I want to go over with you. Okay, so we finished, Magnus and I, I'm all over the place. All right, so this one, I don't think I talked about this one too much. Because I was supposed to talk about books 2 weeks ago and completely forgot. Okay, so The Cooked Seed. It's Anchee Min's memoirs. And I have to say that boy, oh boy, is this woman pretty phenomenal. She's been through a lot in her life. Coming from China and getting a visa to go to college here in the U.S. When she went to the Art Institute school. I'm not sure if there's I can't remember what the 1994. Oh no, that's when she made her literary debut. That doesn't help me. Let me read you the little synopsis, because I usually do that, and I don't think I did it for this book for some reason. Okay. So, in 1994, Anchee Min made her literary debut with Red Azalea, her memoir of growing up in China during the violent trauma of the Cultural Revolution. The story left off as she fled her homeland, but a whole new life was just beginning. Nearly 20 years later, Anchee has written the next chapter. So apparently, I've skipped ahead. I might have to do a prequel. From the shocking deprivations of communism, Anchee is transported to America with all its bounty. But it's a bounty she still can't access. She speaks no English, has no money, and no clear path. Anchee teaches herself the language by watching Sesame Street, keeps herself afloat working 5 jobs at once, and sleeps in unheated rooms in desolate neighborhoods. Lonely, struggling financially, and fearful of her visa expiring, she marries badly and then divorces, taking on the challenge of raising her daughter, Lorianne, as a single mother. But it's her dream for Lorianne's future that will give her the courage and strength to endure. The story of Anchee's eventual success as a mother, a wife, and a writer, and a woman, that should be first, is an immigrant story that illuminates so many things we take for granted, and it is a universal story about moving forward until you find a path, or find you've been blazing one all along. So, she's been through a lot. Her parents didn't understand why she couldn't come and visit when she lived in America, because she was afraid she wouldn't get the visa to go back. So, but she finally just kind of sucked it up, and I don't even remember why. I mean, the woman was raped by a roommate. She, like she said, she married badly, but she was pregnant. So I think a lot of that played into it. But her story's pretty incredible. And I'm impressed by this woman. I might have to get the Red Azalea. It talks about her being becoming an author, but it doesn't play as large a role as you would think. Like, it didn't get her necessarily out of her financial distress, if that makes any sense. Which way is my hair going? Oh my word. Okay, and then we finished that one, and then we did Be Happy, 35 Powerful Methods for Personal Growth and Well-Being by Dr. Rebecca Ray. So she's the founder of the Happy Habits program. And I'll just read you the table of contents. It's introduction to how to use the book. And then the categories are, so the headline is choosing. So you're choosing joy, gratitude, kindness, patience, laughter, the bright side, courage, self-love, and flow. And then the next set of things is cultivating your inner life, your rest and sleep, your relationships, your positive feelings, a calm environment, green time, your vision, your values, your goals. Then we're talking about practicing mindful productivity, overcoming procrastination, creativity, feeling good enough, forward momentum, breathing, a positive inner voice, setting boundaries. Oh, that one's a winner. Getting perspective. And then the last one, I think, maybe there's another page. No. Okay, so the last one is making space for imperfection, crises, your own journey, holding pain lightly or heavily, big decisions, intuition, hope, and forgiveness. And she's not talking about just forgiveness to other people, but she's talking about forgiving yourself for whatever reason. So that one was a day read. That was a good 24 hours worth of stuff there. And there's a good couple chapters in there that I bawled my fleeping eyes out. Okay. So now you guys know the process for which I pick books. The lending library, those little library like stands that people have in their yards where you borrow a book, you bring a book. I borrow more than I bring, but I have an ulterior motive. I have a whole big thing of books that I can bring to either one of the places I usually get them from. So, I started reading a different book. And I don't even want to give the name because maybe some people love this writer and they don't have an issue with the way he writes. But it was all over the place. It was in like Gaelic or I don't even know what country it was in, but he used cultural country phrases that would imply it was Scotland, Ireland, or England, but never specified really where the person was. And was trying to explain something, but the story that I read on the back, it was like the cover of the book didn't belong with the book. I don't know. Anyway, needless to say, I broke my own rule and did not read that book. I read about, 20 pages. I gave it the good old college try, but my goodness gracious. Some of the words I couldn't even pronounce because I don't know them. And so therefore I was stumbling. And then the story just didn't make sense. And anyway, I got over that. And I went and picked another book. And it's called The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. Let's see if it says. I never read what the description is until I read it to you guys. So we are... let's see what page number. Okay, don't give me a page number then. 77 pages in. And I'm now going to read you the story, which I have not read before.
7-year-old Wen, W-E-N, and her parents, Eric and Andrew, are vacationing at a remote cabin in northern New Hampshire. Far removed from the bustle of city life, they are cut off from the urgent hum of cell phones and the internet. Their closest neighbors are more than 2 miles away in either direction. On a summer day, as Wen catches grasshoppers in the front yard, a stranger unexpectedly appears. Leonard is the largest man Wen has ever seen, but he is friendly with a warm smile that wins her over almost instantly. Leonard and Wen continue to talk and play until 3 more strangers, 2 women and a man, all dressed like Leonard in jeans and button-down shirts, come down the road carrying strange, menacing objects. This is more about reading the story. In a panic, Wen tells Leonard that she must go back inside the cabin. But before she goes, her new friend tells her, "None of what's going to happen is your fault. You haven't done anything wrong, but the 3 of you will have to make some tough decisions. I wish with all my broken heart you didn't have to." As Wen sprints away to warn her parents, Leonard calls out, "Your dads won't let us in, Wen." But they have to. We need your help to save the world. Now, if that's not chilling enough, the whole time, and I didn't even know, remember, I didn't even read the back. I can swear on a stack of holy Bibles, I can take a lie detector test, whatever you want. I do not read the summary. And that was more like the first, couple chapters I read. But I do not read them. But I can tell you from the way this guy writes, and it's pretty good, pretty intense, but it's good. They call him Tremblay's personal best. It's that good, Stephen King. Okay, so I'm already on edge. And I didn't even know that I needed to be at first. And then he started talking weird. First he was her best friend, and I'm going to help you catch grasshoppers, and Wen, of course, is saying, "This is how you do it." And she knows in her head that she's not supposed to talk to strangers. She says that to herself right in the book. "I know I should be going to get my dad's," is what she said. But she doesn't. Not until Leonard basically tells her to. So I am on edge, but itching to read more of this at the same time. It's quite the now we read a murder one. Excuse me. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and then the one about the missing boy whose mom adopted him, and that he looked like a missing child and ended up being that missing child, I believe. But this is more a thriller. This is intense. And I could probably only read one of these every blue moon, because wow. But it also is really good. I'm on pins and needles waiting to find out what happens next. Let me turn on this light here. Let's see how we're looking. Oh, it smells so freaking good. I'm so excited. Okay, I think I'm going to put you on pause for a little bit, just because I think I covered most of the stuff I wanted to talk to you about. I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. So I'm going to let this finish up. I'm going to let it probably cool down a little bit so I can try it. I'll come back. I'll discuss it. And I will also talk to you about, I talked about the pot roast. I did talk to you about all that stuff. So I'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, I'm back. It's done, sort of. I'm going to say it's a little saucy, because I used so many strawberries, but it is golden on the edges, and I just see little pools of strawberry goodness.
So what I'm going to try and do is sneak a little taste. And then we shall go from there. I want to get a little bit of everything, but I'll just take that. A little bit of strawberry. Again, I'm not trying to, I want to taste the pancake mix. Okay.
I think that's really good.
I'm going to let this set up a little bit. I think that's all it really needs is some time out of the oven to like, I don't want to say coagulate because it doesn't sound good, but you get the gist, right? But let me scooch it back so you can see. There she is in all her glory with all her little puddles of strawberry juice. But now the other thing would be, it's kind of nice that it didn't cook too solid, because once they, you know, microwave it again, I think it will be more, it won't get so dried out. Sound good? All right. Well, make sure you're following me on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at The Best Blessed Life, but on Twitter, you spell life with a 1. Or, what the heck, why not all of them? Facebook at Kristen Haas, KristinHass. Make these for your family. They look delicious. What little bit I got was pretty yummy. And I think I'll keep you posted about the chicken. Share that with you on social media, as well as once I cut this open, I think I'll show you a little section of that too as well. All right. I think all that's left to be said and done is I want you to have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life.
Thanks for watching. Even the timer says we're done. Bye.